Hi everybody, it's Nikki and I can't find you. And I'm here waiting for my kid to get off the bus with neighbors on looking. That's okay. So I'm here with another video that is my personal experience, personal opinion, not to be used as medical advice. I thought of this because I posted a video yesterday about getting out of auto mode at 4:30 in the morning. I do get up at 6:30 in the morning. I should have said that. So really it's about 2 hours, difference. I don't think I said that. But then I was thinking that for 4 or 5 mornings now, I have been able to find a number just around 5.5, a little short, a little higher, but close. And I also realized last night that I am calculating my calibration factor at 4:30 in the morning, which does feel obsessive, except for I need to right now and hopefully won't always. So I'm doing that. And I'm finding really good information in it. So for instance, the other night, I mentioned that I had like a 7.1, 7.2, 7.4, whatever it was, which is very high. And in the morning, my calibration factor, even after exiting auto, was still a 5.8. This morning, when I calculated, it was a 6.1 at 4:30, which is not all that high. And when I woke up this morning after exiting auto, it was like a 4.9 or a 5. So it was lower, and it meant that my whole coffee routine went different this morning, including to do a temp basal to help me come back down. Not from the caffeine, which I still haven't come back down from. Okay, anyway, I have a couple thoughts really quick. One, a couple people asked, how could they test for their calibration factor at stable? And my answer was, I don't test 1 million times and just keep an eye out for a number that keeps, occurring. I don't know how I managed to get mine. I got very lucky, but now I have an idea. First of all, 5.5 might be everybody's, or around there might be everybody's. And I'll tell you what I found on the internet the other night, was one image, a model of calibration factor, and I'd have to find it again, but what I saw in it was a scale of a 3.5 to a 17. What I have seen in my own is a 2.3 to an 11 point something. So that wasn't a perfect match, but there was a straight line for a while at a 5.5, and then it climbed up to a 6 and down to a 3.5. So I think they were showing blood sugar. I think they were showing the concentration in interstitial fluid, but the only straight part of the line was at 5.5. So one image out on the internet, them doing a midnight search, half asleep, not exactly sound research. But the fact that there was a straight line at 5.5, and that's the only number I do have, is that is mine. Maybe it's everybody's. I don't know. Again, this is not medical advice, and this is not a go do something based on that. It's just an idea for those who are looking. My second thought was, it might be a way to kind of confirm. Now, this would all be very independent. You'd have to learn your own routine, which obviously, but you'd have to make it work for you. And again, this is not medical advice, but I realized that I can actually get my number pretty stable by exiting auto mode a couple hours before I wake up in the morning. Now, that won't be true for everybody, because some people auto mode doesn't kick them. It doesn't do minimum delivery, or it doesn't decrease their basal because they're going into it more stable. It seems to want to do some version of that for me every night. So every night I'm seeing some kind of decreased basal. And now I think that good mix is to get back out of it early enough in the morning to allow manual mode to kind of offset it and leave me at a stable blood sugar in the morning. And that is what I have seen for the most part, very much for the most part, over the last week or so. And to the point that I almost think I can replicate it. So again, just a thought, just an idea. 2 thoughts. 1, maybe everybody starts at 5.5. That's 1. And 2, maybe if auto mode is decreasing your basal rate at night or doing minimum delivery over the night, as I said the other night, I calculated 5 hours at a 50%. I needed manual mode for a couple of hours to offset that, and it did offset it, and I started off my morning very stable. So if another person has auto mode kind of doing a reduced basal rate over the night to help them stay away from hypoglycemia, hooray. Maybe a couple of hours in advance to waking up to let manual mode balance it back out again. And then to test the calibration factor might be a way to confirm this mystery number. That's working wonders for me. By the way, I got my A1C back from my doctor. The 670G, there was definitely a drop in A1C. There was definitely a drop in weight. There was all those things. Now looking back, I think it may have been because I was so thrown by everything. Uh-oh, there's neighbors coming. I was so thrown by everything that I couldn't eat for very long periods of time, which meant I did have an A1C drop and I did lose a lot of weight. So now my drop in A1C is no longer auto mode. It's no longer the 670. It's my calibration factor, and I'm down to a 6.7, down from a 7.1. And today I've been no higher than like a 130, and that's freaking amazing. So I'm not selling it, not pitching it, just trying to help a fellow diabetic. Thank you very much for watching.